Alright, so I'm giving you guys a bit of a break from 2K25 content, and you're getting a WWE game tier list. So, I will admit, I haven't played all of these games. I've played a good amount of them. There was a WWE Rumblers game? I wish I would have known about that. But anyway, so I'm going to rename these tiers. There's the best. Great games. Okay games. Haven't played. Bad games. And yeah, let's just call these the worst. Alright, and if you want to leave your opinions in the comments, please be respectful, because we might not agree on all of these. In fact, there's probably some we won't even agree on, and that's okay. So, I can't even see the full logo, so I can't really tell what this one was. In fact, I have not played a majority of these older games. But once I get to like some of these later games, then I will let you know my thoughts and opinions. Alright, WWF Warzone. I played it briefly. So I don't really have too much to say about it. But before I just throw it into a tier, I'm just trying to... Okay, yeah, I played it on PlayStation. Like, this was when I was a lot younger, so I had difficulties learning the controls. However, for the time, the roster was good, and I liked the look of it. So I'm just gonna say it's an okay game. WWF Attitude. I recently tried this out on the Nintendo 64, and I'll be honest, it's not as good as what people are saying. I know it's probably just me being used to the more advanced control schemes and move sets and stuff, but I have no attachment to this from my childhood. Like I've recently tried it out, like within the past, I would say, year. So I'll have to try it out a bit more to see if I can get a hang of it. But for now, I'm just putting it in okay. Like, the roster size is good for its time, but it doesn't wow me. Okay, WrestleMania 2000, never played. You know, the SmackDown games. Well, okay, so. It was that's not what I wanted to do, but. I remember playing 3 out of the 4 SmackDown games. Just Bring It, Shut Your Mouth, but I don't remember if it was SmackDown or SmackDown 2. Yeah, I think it was SmackDown 2. So, SmackDown is going into haven't played. However, I'm going to throw the rest of the SmackDown games. Okay, I guess SmackDown here. Okay. I guess I did. Yeah, I think I did play 4 of them. Because I remember this cover from my childhood. In fact, I remember all these covers now. So, yeah, honestly, I don't have the greatest memory, but I believe I played these 4. So, uh, yeah, I'm just going to put them all in great games because they have very similar controls from back in the day. I absolutely loved the roster and the story mode. And it was honestly a great way to spend some days in my childhood. Okay, that looks like a Royal Rumble game. I haven't played that. WWF No Mercy. WWF with Authority. Never heard of Betrayal. Road to WrestleMania. Yeah. Honestly, a lot of these I either haven't heard of before, or I have heard of them, I just haven't had a way to play them. Raw, I was a PlayStation kid growing up. I'm still a PlayStation guy. The WrestleMania 18 games, never played those. Crush Hour. Crush Hour is a great game. Now, it's a very weird game where Vince McMahon buys everything, where WWE just takes over television. Like, Kane has a cooking show. There's some other random things, but WWE superstars driving cars and destroying each other in them. That's all the game is. But the story mode was freaking awesome. The hardcore mode It's basically like uh well, I forgot what the game is called, but you basically just have to try not to get hit or else you'll lose the hardcore title. So once you grab it, you just got to keep driving, and if someone hits you, they get the title and you got to chase after them. You know, I should get that game again because that would be fun for a YouTube series. But yeah, Crush Hour, great game. Raw 2, haven't played that. WrestleMania 19. I played a little bit of this at a friend's house, but I don't remember much of it. Like, I think I remember a little bit of the story mode, but we played it for a little bit, then we switched over to Simpsons Hit and Run. So that's why I don't remember much about it. So it's an okay game. Mobile Madness. Never heard of any of these. Are there any other Mobile Madness games? Okay, not that I see. Day of Reckoning. Honestly, I'd say it's an okay game. I played this for a little bit. I mean, one of my friends had quite a few wrestling games at his house. So I played some here and there whenever we went over there to play games. I mean, the game was fun, but I don't remember much about it. Except that we had like a triple threat steel cage match. WWE Survivor Series. I did this on Twitch. Like, it was a couple months ago, and this is a game that I have nostalgia for. I played the story mode. It was absolutely fun, but on Twitch and Kick, I did like a tournament to crown a WWE champion, even though you can't do it in the game. It was fun to use my imagination. Then we crowned tag team champions, a Rumble winner, and the WWE. And we also had a WrestleMania. In fact, I should still have the records of like who won what and all that stuff. Okay, maybe it's on here. Okay, Triple H started as WWE champion. He lost it to Eddie, who won the Rumble, and then kicked off WrestleMania to win the tag titles with Chavo. Then he main evented WrestleMania to beat Triple H for the WWE Championship, only to lose it to The Undertaker. And Los Guerreros were the only tag champs. Now, I understand why there's only 16 people on the base roster, but there are two others that you could unlock. But you had to play the story mode 5 times as one person. Like to get one of them, then 5 times as a different person to get the other. So that's why it's not going up in the best. Along with the fact that it didn't actually have titles. But it was a very great game. SmackDown versus Raw. Like, what is there to say about a very iconic game franchise? Like the soundtrack, let's just start off with the soundtracks. Like, in fact, let's just get 06, 07, 08, 09, 10, and 11. However, I would put 11 like right below SmackDown vs. Raw. Yeah, I'd say SmackDown vs. Raw 2010 is at the bottom of this list. In fact, I'm gonna put 07 above 06. Now, season mode, my GM mode, the soundtracks for a majority of these games. Like, those soundtracks are the reason why I listen to the music I do today. And every year when WWE releases a new game, I mostly get disappointed by the list of songs that they have. Like, we went from having Animal I Become, Riot, and so many other classics, to having a song that doesn't even fit the vibes of a wrestling game in Motorcycle. Like, this was the good old days of WWE game soundtracks. Okay, okay. Haven't played that. I don't know what game this is. Haven't played that. Haven't played that. Day of Reckoning 2. Yeah, I put it as an okay game. Wait, no. I played Day of Reckoning 2. I've never played the first one. Okay. Never mind. That cover looks more familiar. Okay, Legends of WrestleMania. Unfortunately, I've never played it, but it does look like a fun game. WWE All-Stars. I forgot to mention. Ooh, excuse me. For 9, 10, and 11, the Road to WrestleMania series was absolutely fire. But they did it the best in SmackDown vs. Raw 2011. WWE All-Stars. Absolute gem of a game. Like, this is what 2K Battlegrounds was trying to do, but they failed miserably. Like, yeah, this game doesn't have titles, but the story mode, the wacky arcade graphics, and like battling, it's just incredible. Like, yeah, the roster size was really small, but I absolutely love it. In fact, they even had a game mode where you can just do dream matches. So, this game is going to be a huge part of my life going on. Like, it was a huge part of my life then, it will always be a huge part of my life. Alright, WWE Superstar Slingshot. I've been trying to find this game again. Like, I played this game once, and it was for like an hour. But I had an absolute blast. And I think this game is the reason why I love Angry Birds so much. So I'm gonna put it up here. Like, it's exactly what it says, Superstar Slingshot. You just launch wrestlers at each other, and it was fun. Oh, excuse me. Okay, yeah, let's just finish up the haven't played section. So, WrestleFest, haven't played that. Unfortunately, I never knew about WWE Rumblers, the game. No idea what game that is. Raw Apocalypse, never heard of that. Don't know what game that is. But it has to be more recent because they have him and Cody and obviously Rhea. WWE Immortals. Never played it, and I was never interested. WWE Tapmania. Haven't played that. WWE Universe. Haven't played that. Don't know what game that is. Haven't played that. And now we're just left with the 2K games and some mobile games. Wait a second. Hold on. These are the same game. These are both WWE champions. You can't convince me otherwise. But anyway, WWE 12. Arguably the best universe mode there is. And it's all thanks to the draft feature. Well, not really all thanks to it, but the draft feature was a great way to shake up your universe. I love the connecting stories with the Road to WrestleMania. Like, it's the Sheamus story first, which I believe is called the villain story. Then there's the hero story involving Triple H. And then I forgot what the one with Jacob Cass was called, but those stories and the way that they're all connected is perfect. Plus, the gameplay is pretty much the same as the SmackDown vs. Raw games. WWE 13. Oh yeah, WWE 2K, the mobile game. I forgot about that, but I'll get to that later. Alright, so WWE 13. I played this more than WWE 12 because I would always rent this from Coburn's. Like, alright, for anyone that's like young that's watching this, back in my day, there used to be these movie rental sections, well, movies and game rental sections in Coburn's. In fact, other places have them as well. There was also Red Boxes and stuff like that, Blockbuster. But, like, occasionally, we would go into Coburn's to rent movies and games. And WWE 13 was one that I rented quite often. Because I was a huge wrestling fan at the time. I still am. I mean, if you couldn't tell. And by the amount of wrestling related videos I make. Like, this game was also a huge part of my childhood. And I know a lot of you would probably think that just for the cover alone, I'd bump it down a few spots. No. I may hate CM Punk, but WWE 13 has a special place in my heart. Okay, WWE 14. I'm going to put this at, yeah, let's say the top of great games. Now, I don't remember if it was 2K14 or 2K15 that people say is a bad game, but WWE 14 was a great start for 2K. And the fact that it still has like the same kind of graphics and gameplay as its predecessors, that's enough to make it a great game. Now, to be fair, I haven't played this one as much because I never had a way to actually rent it. If I'm not mistaken, this was when they stopped making wrestling games for the Wii. Okay, let's see, WWE 2K14. Yeah, they didn't make this one for the Wii. But WWE 13 was for the Wii. So, since I didn't have a PS3, I only had a PS2 at the time, which, hey, the PS2 is a great console. But yeah, I don't have the attachment to this game like I do everything else at the top. 2K15, I would also say is a great. Now, I would honestly say it's an okay game. Like, this is one that I only got into more recently, like within the past couple years. And I don't know, it felt a little lackluster. But then again, I was playing more of like 2K22, 2K23, and 2K24 at the time. So it's understandable that it would be lackluster compared to those. Yeah, WWE 2K for mobile games. I guess I haven't played that one. I honestly didn't. Well, I mean, I've seen videos about it, but I haven't actually played it. Alright. WWE 2K16. Yeah, I'd say it's a great game. I played it more than 2K14. However, it still felt a little lackluster. Like compared to all these other ones. The game looked great. Like when it comes to me, graphics don't matter as much. Like it could have like crappy graphics, but if the game has easy controls and a variety you can do for your moveset, I'm going to like it and give it a fair chance. WWE 2K17. So, my sister's ex had this game on the Xbox, and this is the only wrestling game I've ever played on the Xbox. But this game has a very, very, very special place in my heart. In fact, go to the beginning of my YouTube channel, and the first video you will find is from like 7.5 years ago. Like, here, let me give you a bit of a visual. So I was kind of sitting. I was kind of sitting with my knees up and holding my phone with my knees just so I could record a video, like for the first time. So, it wasn't the greatest video, mainly because I was holding my phone with my knees and just trying to keep it steady so I could film the TV. Like, I didn't have any other way to make YouTube videos, so that's how I did it at first. And this game was the start of this amazing journey here on YouTube. Like, was the story mode kind of stupid? Absolutely. In fact, my career and stuff like that didn't get good until like 2K19. But there was so much in this game that just made it feel special. But it was barely any different from other 2K games. Even like going back to, well, even going forward in time. So, yeah. Up next, WWE Champions. I'm only going to put one of these up there. And I gotta put it in bad game. Like, don't get me wrong. I like games like Bejeweled and stuff like that. Like, where you gotta match the shapes and get like a certain number in a row or in like a square. But I actually re-downloaded this like a couple weeks ago to see like if it was as good as I remembered, but it's not. So I gotta set it down there. 2K18 I haven't played as much as these other 2K games. So I gotta put it in OK. In fact, I think the only thing I did was the story mode, and maybe that's kind of fogging my opinion on the game. So, for now, I just gotta put it in OK games. WWE Mayhem. Now, I have a video of this on my channel. I believe it was like somewhat shortly after I started uploading videos. So let me just check really quick. Okay, well, honestly, I don't remember too much about this game because I played it like, God, how long ago was it? 7 years ago. In fact, for the time, it actually did pretty well on my channel. You know, I'm actually going back through the video And I'm surprised people were actually watching it at the time because, like, the first 2 minutes was just me trying to get into the game because of a network error. It's yeah, so from the looks of it, it's basically just swiping and tapping and stuff. So yeah, I'm actually going to put it above WWE Champions. Like that little bit of nostalgia for it because I played it on YouTube 7 years ago. That is that's kind of carrying it. 2K19. Now, this is a game that people would probably also think that I would knock it down a couple levels because of who's on the cover. No, the cover doesn't matter too much. But WWE 2K19 was my first game for the PS4. And I remember doing like the screen share with my friend Adam where he was playing it and I was watching his screen while he was showing me some championships he was creating. Like that brings back so many good memories of like when we were doing UWL. And like the my career where you started out doing indie shows, getting fired from WWE, then invading NXT and doing all that stuff. That is honestly one of the greatest my careers. Like it's tough to beat that. But it has been beaten before. Up next, WWE 2K20. Just kidding. This game, one of my favorite games of all time. I know, a lot of you are going to call me crazy, but WWE 2K20 is one of the most underrated and overhated wrestling games to ever exist. For example, this game, we have Trey. A lot of people hate Trey, but he is a goofball. I love goofy characters. That's why I'm a huge fan of R-Truth. Then let's see. Anytime I experienced glitches, they were freaking hilarious. The game only crashed here and there, but 2K25 does that as well. And people love this game. Then we have the introduction of The Fiend. Let's see, I think this was when they stopped doing the like deluxe edition with all the extra little trinkets. Like, let's see, there was a Kurt Angle autograph, but I believe there were like others for Edge and Rey Mysterio. Then there was like a piece of the ring mat from an episode of SmackDown. Like, it was the coolest thing at the time. In fact, this game helped me keep my sanity throughout the pandemic and college. In fact, I have some videos here on YouTube about 2K20. The Bump of the Night Challenge, a challenge that I'm the only person who has done. Like, I've looked. No one has done the Bump of the Night Challenge. And I did the story mode, at least to the best of my ability. Then I tried to start Wrestle War, but I started getting busy, so I couldn't really do much with it. So it was done after one episode, which it's unfortunate, but that's why Tuesday Night Thunder is currently going. It's okay, how do I put it? It's basically carrying the legacy of what I wanted Tuesday and not Tuesday. Oh my god, of what I wanted Wrestle War to be. Then, oh yeah, I should talk about like how many hours I have in this game. I have 1,829 hours in WWE 2K20. That is the most amount of hours I've ever put into a video game. So, it's safe to say that I absolutely love this game, WWE 2K20. This is a game that I will defend until my final breath. 2K Battlegrounds sucks. Okay, WWE 2K22. I'm kidding. I will talk more about 2K Battlegrounds. Like, they locked like half the roster behind transactions. Like, if you wanted to play as, like, Edge or someone else, well, Edge was a pre-order bonus, I think. Or, like, they're... honestly, I don't remember. But if you wanted to play as your favorite superstar, there was a big chance you had to actually play as some other people just to earn enough in-game currency to buy the superstar you wanted to play as. And the story mode didn't save it either. In fact, it tried so hard to be as good as WWE All-Stars that it fell right on its face before it even took a step. So, yeah, WWE 2K Battlegrounds is the worst WWE game I've ever played. WWE 2K22. I would say it is better than 2K20. Like, as much as I love 2K20, I have to be realistic and look at everything that 2K did to try to, like, rebuild after what people call was the worst WWE 2K game. So, the showcase mode was incredible. In fact, I'm sorry for not including the showcase mode talk for some of these other games. But yeah, the showcase mode for the Rey Mysterio showcase, I guess. I could have worded that better, but oh well. I'm keeping it in. But anyway, some of the matches were a little questionable on why they were included. But honestly, the Eddie matches, the Eddie matches, and then the Rey Mysterio versus Shawn Michaels match, those made me emotional. Because Eddie Guerrero is one of those guys that made an impact on my life even when I wasn't watching wrestling when he was around. But anyway, Universe Mode was fun. The My Rise, it wasn't as appealing to me as like 2K19 and 2K20. Excuse me, but the gameplay really stood out. Like, they revamped the controls, and as much as people were complaining about that beforehand, it just felt smoother. WWE 2K23 upgrade from 2K22. Like, yeah, they didn't change much. They did add some match types. In fact, I think this was the game that introduced War Games. In fact, this was the game that had the My Rise where it was the Lock and the Legacy. In fact, I have it was either on Twitch or YouTube that I did part of a playthrough, and I don't know why I stopped, but I remember not doing the whole playthrough for it. Well, I did do the full playthrough, I just didn't do it on camera. But yeah, the gameplay still good. It still felt smooth, and the game just looks amazing. In fact, Bray Wyatt was DLC for this game, so I was happy. Because not having Bray Wyatt in 2K22 sucked. WWE 2K24, even though I don't have any... Well, I can't really say that. I didn't have any 2K24 content on YouTube until January of this year. And that was the start of Speed Sunday. But now that I transitioned into 2K25 for my content, I have to say this game was absolutely amazing. It wasn't much better than 2K23, but it was still an upgrade. Like the 40 years of WrestleMania story, and well, yeah, it was the showcase mode. It was fun to play through, even though the actual match footage kept popping in. But I understand why they did it, at least for the Firefly Funhouse match. And honestly, that match was the hardest to play through. Like, not difficulty wise, but emotionally. But anyway, when it comes to the My Rise, there was Undisputed and Unleashed. Undisputed was a little weak because you were just trying to beat Roman Reigns' record because no one believed in you. However, there's some inaccuracies in the timeline. Like, if Roman Reigns would have relinquished the title when he did, it wouldn't have even hit. Well, it would have either been like before the number that it said it was or after, not anywhere close to the number. So that just made it a little difficult to kind of like focus too much on the rest of the story. But Unleashed was like far superior. Like, you started out in the indies, you sign a WWE contract, then you get to explore like different routes on how you can take your character. Then you end up having, like, you eventually get this best of 3 where you get screwed over and you end up losing your WWE contract only to get it back and win the title in the end. But what I absolutely loved about that was the supernatural element to it. Like, a lot of people hate supernatural stuff in wrestling, but God, I love it so much. Alright, and now current game. Yeah, I'd say it's a slight upgrade. Like, I appreciate that they started changing more things up. Like, they brought back chain wrestling. Oh yeah, they added like 29 additional special guest referee match types, even though the referee meter is currently locked as of filming this video. The My Rise is one story for both genders, and as of filming this, I've completed it like 3 times. So I'm still trying to get the 4th time done. it was honestly the greatest story for My Rise. Like, I went into it all in depth at the end of like episode 6. So that's a spoiler. There's 6 episodes to it. I'm not going to spoil how the story goes because, well, I mean, I realistically could because this is going up after it's all uploaded. But it's still early into the game, and some people haven't seen videos of it or they haven't played it. But if you haven't seen it or played it and you're getting the game, absolutely go play that. Like, it is honestly the greatest My Rise 2K has ever done. But yeah, the gameplay is fun. Tuesday Night Thunder is a huge reason why I'm absolutely enjoying this game, as well as the universe mode. Oh yeah, I didn't even talk about my GM for any of these current games. But yeah, I think like when it comes to my GM, 2K23 had the best one. Like the addition of the talent scouts and stuff like that, that kind of downgrades it for me. I wish there was like a setting where we could do it like back in the 2K23 days, where there was a specific pool available for a week, and you didn't have to like use the talent scouts to find certain people, only to waste the talent scouts and money just to find who you're looking for. And yeah, but like the addition of intergender wrestling and like more backstage brawl areas, WWE 2K is taking a step in the right direction. But yeah, this is my complete list. Well, actually, SmackDown vs. Raw 2011, I would put above SmackDown vs. Raw. You know, I'm actually gonna bump All Stars down, like, below all of the 2K games that I have listed, like, right here. 25, 24, 23, 22, 20, and 19. And then, yeah, I think this list is complete. But thank you all so much for watching. Please like, share, subscribe. Go subscribe to Tuesday Night Thunder, which is my second channel. You can see it in the end card here or down in the description below. Because when it's going up, well, when this video is going up, we'll have episode 3 already up, and episode 4 should be coming out shortly, as well as Backlash France. So, you don't want to miss that. But thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next video.